The Sonic Movie Show is a weekly podcast that you could find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other services like YouTube. Just search for The Sonic Movie Show and give us a like wherever you listen. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 40 of The Sonic Movie Show, the only show that's about Sonic news, movie news, AMC news as of late, and the occasional Sonic movie news. My name is Ethan. With me here is Devin.
All right, I'm always gamed for another round.
Yes, another round of AMC news, debacles, this type of stuff. I remember our last news episode before we took a break and did movie reviews. We were talking about how AMC is opening back up and there's no masks, now there is masks, and it's right around the corner as of time of this recording.
Can't believe it's mid-July already. It's been slow, but also fast, and before we know it, movie theaters will be open again, and we're all going to have COVID. So,
well, you know, in America, it's the 4th of July, all July long, so it's going to always feel like a super long month.
It's funny
fireworks
that,
all the time.
It's funny you say about the fireworks. My neighbors were shooting fireworks since, like, May, but then they didn't shoot anything on July 4th. I think they were just trolling me. They were trolling me. 'Cause I sat out on my patio there, my balcony.
Okay, let's do it. The heat.
Let's do it. And then
you
nothing.
Fucking talk a talk.
Nothing.
We were talking earlier, and of course we could have both of us Googled this if we really wanted, but like, are fireworks legal in Maryland? Blah blah blah. My place put notes on everyone's doors saying, "Hey, possession and discharging fireworks in Maryland is illegal. Doubly so if it's not on property you own. We will evict you if you do this." And I'm like, literally across the street from me is that little basketball court. Mm-hmm. To the left of that is covered in fireworks casings because that's where they launch them, is right out my window.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is someone gonna come knocking on my door saying, "Is this you?"
I saw a black cat stand outside my local GameStop because, you know me, I'm always hovering around the GameStop as a true gamer. With my fellow kids, I guess. I don't know. But no, I saw a big black cat, the brand, stand there selling fireworks, and I'm like, this plaza's pretty busy even with COVID and everything, and no one said anything. I guess people just don't give a shit about that law. Like, laws are only laws if they're not enforced. You know what I mean? If they're not enforced, are they really laws?
Right. I mean, rules are meant to be broken, I guess. But, I mean, I guess we could still Google this, but I wouldn't be surprised if my landlord leasing place is lying. Just saying, don't do this, you know?
I mean, yeah, it's not your property. I would never...
I wouldn't, personally. It's not like, it's, fuck this place.
I don't even like fireworks that much to even...
I've always been
interested.
The one person that didn't want to go to the stupid park that's like a 7-minute drive away from home just to sit on a towel in a field to watch the fireworks.
I remember we did that, and our friend David, I ran into him, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? You didn't invite me? So David has a history of not inviting me to things. I don't know what it is, but...
Wait, he had people with him?
Yeah, he had other people from our high school at the time hanging out.
Oh, I wasn't invited in that, but I probably would have said no anyway.
But I was just like, oh, hey, David. It's like finding your ex or something at your local Sam's Club. You're like, oh, hey, Mark.
Oh, she turned around and found someone else real quickly. Yes, just like quick turnarounds, apparently AMC is for real opening up on the 15th of July. That is only 5 days away from the time of this recording, on July 10th.
Yes.
So we are going to spend this episode, for the majority of it, trying to make a battle plan on, are we going to go see anything on the day it opens up? I know we did an episode kind of like this before, but times change, lineups change, this pandemic changes all the time. Is this something you still want to do, Devin? I want to hear your opinion, because we've kind of kept quiet on our AMC opinions off the air.
I know. I mean,
do you feel morally obligated to not?
It's pretty strong. Like, I'm going to Montana in a couple months, and I'm already having like guilt feelings for it. Like, I'm gonna be on a plane, and what if people on the plane are, have bad immune systems? And I'm like, well, I guess it's kind of their fault too. I'm like, I don't know, but if they're saying how good it, like how clean it's going to be and how they're going to take it very seriously, then I am intrigued. There's also that part of me is just like, I want to hear about it, how it's going to go down, then we go. Not saying we shouldn't go like that same weekend, but I don't know. Like I would be fine going that weekend, but I don't know if I want to go on the 15th. You know what I mean?
See, here's my thing.
I don't know.
I am only interested in going when it opens up, if it's the first day, just to see what it's like, you know? So, yeah, we have opposite opinions on that. Because I think, I mean, what's the first movie that we're actually interested in seeing?
That's the other thing.
We want to see it's Mulan, which is like 2 weeks after, or week and a half after.
Do we just wait and...
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not expecting on seeing anything before Mulan besides the spectacle of, like, finally using my AMC gift card that the stupid machine wouldn't take last time. The very last time we went to see a movie. Just Sonic.
Sonic. Been cursed.
Which, you know what? Maybe that's fate for us. But
I think
seeing... Yeah, July 30th, along with a few other movies, including Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's one I'd be interested in. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jumanji: The Next Level. Was that
the newer one?
I think that's the sequel. The latest thing.
See that?
So Jumanji 4. Or do we count?
I don't know. I know which one you're talking about.
The one that came out last year, a movie called I Still Believe. Creed 2, which I never saw. That first Creed movie is actually really, really freaking good.
I have to see it too.
Michael B. Jordan.
He's so hot,
Bloodshot. Our Bloodshot, which I refuse to see because I paid for that.
I know. We just can't. But do we want to support the Diesel? I don't know.
Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know if I want to see that again because we paid to see it twice. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, a very good movie.
That is something like, sure, maybe.
But I also bought that on Amazon Prime Video. So.
I haven't seen it since we saw it together in theaters, actually.
Really? I've seen it a couple times since.
It's one of those
Wonder
movies
Woman.
You have on your Netflix list that you're just like, I'll watch it soon.
Oh, yeah. I bought it on Amazon Prime Video like 2 weeks before it announced it was coming to Netflix. I'm like, well, damn it. And the first Wonder Woman movie, the one that was from 5 years ago. So those are all coming on the 30th. But before that, we have Tijuana Jackson, Amulet, a 30th anniversary of the 1990 film Ghost, Beauty and the Beast, the Emma Watson kind of live action thing.
One? No. Okay.
No, if it was the animated, I actually would see it because I really liked that movie. But I heard the Emma Watson one wasn't all that good. Bohemian Rhapsody, which I refuse to see because Queen is overrated. Both Bohemian and Beauty and the Beast are coming on the 17th alongside Iron Man, which I would be interested in seeing, especially if it's I would say 4K, but I'm assuming that back in the day it was a 4K in theaters anyway. Usually that's how that goes.
But to be fair, I don't remember if I don't think I even saw Iron Man in theaters.
Oh, I did. Oh, it was super cool. And The Grizzlies, a movie I have no idea what it's about, but I see it looks like lacrosse players in the snow. So, boring.
Alaska lacrosse, dude.
Yeah, apparently. Grizzlies is probably their stupid
so
team name.
None of those in the first week there really sound that like
I guess
I get we're doing a show about movies and like there's this sort of like
obligation.
Yeah, but at the same time my personal health I think is pretty important too, that I'm like, are any of those movies I'm just like yes, like maybe Iron Man, but
yeah. But it's also weird because, again, they kept saying the 15th. There are no movies for the actual 15th. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's a certain theaters, and the one that's closest to us isn't showing that one, or opened on the 15th. You know what a movie I would like to see? The Shining.
The Shining?
In the Dolby
I've never
theater.
seen that.
What?
I've never seen it. No, I've never seen it.
That is like...
Never seen it.
I've not my personal opinion, but people have argued that is the like best movie, not even like thriller horror movie made, just the best movie ever made. Which I don't know if that might be that's hugely arguable.
Interesting. But... There's a few movies that I think people would argue for being the best that I have never seen. Like I've never seen Citizens Kane or Schindler's List or
Schindler's List. You watch it. I think it's on Netflix. You watch it once, and that
What was it?
I
Shawshank
can't go back.
Redemption. I've never seen.
Seen that.
I've seen the B movie, so I guess there's one.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I forgot about that film. I'll see the B movie in Dolby on the 15th, please, AMC.
I just, you know, you memorize that script so long that you can just close your eyes and just say it out loud while the movie's happening.
Yep.
You can just visualize the whole thing. But yeah, all those movies are the July AMC lineup. Like I said, I personally am only interested in going to see its opening on the first day. Otherwise, I don't personally
But what do
care
you
about
wanna
going
see,
until
though?
Mulan. Out of those, like 4 or 5, it honestly would be a toss-up between Iron Man, a movie I like. It's a
Which
safe
day is
movie.
That is 17th.
The 17th, or Beauty and the Beast, which is a movie I haven't seen, but I guess I would be interested in, which is also the 17th. I don't think I've seen any of the Disney remakes. I don't think I mean, I am interested in seeing Mulan, like legitimately interested. So I guess that would be the first one.
Oh man, I'm so like those movies. Like I said, Iron Man would be cool, but like I've also seen Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like I can watch it right now. At
I mean,
home.
you can play Iron Man VR right now.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. The dialogue is extremely corny, and no one has shadows, but, you know, it's the same thing as the movie. Yeah, I mean, then it comes down to, well, since there's nothing really all that enticing to see on day one, which, by the way, last time we talked about this, it had movies like Jurassic Park and
I would have seen
and
Jurassic
others.
I would've seen
And
Jurassic Park.
Bloodshot was also like opening day again, so it's interesting to see them constantly scuffle their lineup.
Who knows? This could change. Next week we could have like bought tickets like right now, and next week they can be like, nah, never mind, we're staying closed because, you know, the
I
government can
definitely
come in
think-
tomorrow and be like, no. You know what I mean? Like Maryland can just be like, nope, we're not doing this. Close everything.
Well, I mean, okay, so you mentioned earlier you're interested to see how, or at least that you placed your trust rather in how much they are going to put, you know, the safety of their employees and their customers, you know, with all their cleaning stuff. I actually don't think that they will, because the day we recorded that episode, which was the day they announced that they're opening back up, they said no masks are required. And then while I was editing it, they were like, actually, yes, masks. So...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that they are desperate
And you're
enough.
bringing back-
They need to do it.
You're probably bringing back part-time 19-year-olds. No
Yeah.
offense, not saying they don't work hard or anything, but like if I'm 19 years old, been unemployed, and like it seems like everyone else is saying fuck me, like in terms of the coronavirus, like do I want to deal with that? Like I probably would just quit if I worked at...
I definitely didn't give a shit when I was 19 working part-time jobs.
I don't know, like not saying
And
I don't
there
trust
wasn't a
them,
pandemic
but
then
it's more of
either.
just like I don't trust our whole society right now. Granted, Maryland's been all right, but because I actually did
Yeah.
go to
We're on the up and up, right?
Maryland,
Or the down
Oh,
and down?
I don't. Well, not Florida and Texas. Texas,
Florida hits new day records every day.
yeah. I don't know. Like it. That's the thing is, like I said, I don't know. Will the employees actually care? And do I blame them? Not really.
Oh my god, have you seen that creepy-ass Disney World Welcome Back video?
I heard they
It
reopened
literally
it.
looks like an Onion parody. Like, everyone is just standing like 6 feet apart and wearing masks and like, welcome back home, kind of. It's just creepy.
No,
But, because,
no.
I mean, Disney World, I believe, or the Disney parks in general, the parks division, is the only aspect of the company that doesn't make its money back. But you would also, I mean, I'm sure it's the one that requires the most money to put in, like far more than movies.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Disney World, but not during the fucking pandemic.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just leaning towards let's not do it, just because like every time I go outside, I already feel like I'm risking it, and like I've been a little bit more lenient, and like I went to Fells Point there in Baltimore, the city there, and like
Yeah.
try to stay away from everybody, but I was just part of me still was just like I don't know, man, I don't know. Did they
I went
watch
to
this
Fells
doorknob?
Point right before it was like, all right, but seriously, now stay inside. So it's funny. We
And I went
kind
there
of
on a
bookended it.
Sunday, and it wasn't like dead, but it definitely wasn't like it normally is on a Sunday afternoon
Yeah.
in July, after 4th of July.
Or like restaurants and stuff open up there?
Yeah, we ate in one, which I was a little iffy on. I thought we were eating outside, and then they pulled us in, and then I didn't want to be rude and leave. But there was like maybe 3 groups of people in there, and they were like, we were pretty spread out from everybody. But I was still like,
okay. Well, I mean, that's still fine. You just want to stay your distance away from people, and
yeah.
But
then I'm like, did they clean
the
table well enough? You know what I mean? It's all those things that you don't think about, or the silverware I'm using, the plates. You know what I mean? It's all those little stuff. But I just feel like a theater would be grosser because I already feel like they're gross.
I mean, those are leather seats you're sitting in. Those have so much more pores and cavities, just to cling on to gunk and grime.
That's like my biggest thing. If this was like
those armrests too, where you're putting your drink, all that
if this
stuff.
was like a drive-in theater or something, maybe I'd be like, yeah, we'll get one of our cars.
I've never been to one of those.
They're cool. That's what they should be doing. If anything, I think drive-in theater should be promoting. Movies.
You gotta build those. That's the thing you gotta make, because I don't feel like there's too many of those around. My only argument for us going is I think that the day of, just to see what the whole thing is like and see how AMC might change by the time we get to Mulan, is pretty interesting to see. I'm interested to see that, but at the same time, I also feel that moral conundrum of like, am I a bad person by going to see a movie? You know what I mean? They're opening up not because they think it's okay now, but because they kind of have to. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. I mean, I feel like the one way we can compromise is, you said like Mulan or whatever comes out on, or
23rd.
Is it 23rd of July? I
think so.
Or we just see a movie later on. Like I said, we wait it out because we can cover that in the show still, seeing what people are saying. Because then we can get more of a broader reach. I guess, and I mean, I don't want to put our safety. I don't want one of us to die for this show. I know we've joked in the past that we will replace one another, but I don't know. Like, I'd rather just play it safe, because, like I said, this could next week just be canceled. Maryland can come in.
It's true.
It might be a local thing. Could you even see right now, actually, if there's any tickets? Because you can order online. Or no, do you just show up? How are they doing that? Aren't they doing?
Remember when they said, so if you decide that your seat isn't good enough, because of social distancing and whatnot, you can sit somewhere else. I don't think that they're doing assigned seating, which means, if you try to, it just says remind me. This title, I'm going to do a reminder for Iron Man.
And see what happens.
And see, please update your communication preferences to email you when this ticket goes on sale. Yes. Reminder set. We'll let you know when tickets go on sale. Okay. So I'll get an email when they let us. That's in 7 days, though. It's just a week.
That's the other thing, too, is like if I can't even. Because I want to see it. If it's going to be like, they say what? They're only going to fill 30% capacity. I still don't know if I want to be there. If there's only be like 10 people there total, then I'd probably be more comfortable. You know what I mean? It's just the more people you add, the more nervous I am about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
want to so bad, but I also don't, because because like those seats are gross.
Dude, I haven't gone to a restaurant since the beginning of this year. Like, I just want to sit down after seeing a movie at Olive Garden, you know what I mean, eating them breadsticks, talking about how Iron Man totally shot that dude's head off.
Well, I know that your Cold Stone there is open. I did go to the plaza. I did go to the plaza where our AMC is at. I did see the new burger place there.
Yeah.
They rebranded or something, or someone else bought them and reopened as pretty much the same thing. All the restaurants are open, yeah, but the AMC looked hella dusty. Like, definitely looked like it wasn't boarded up or anything, but just it almost looked closed, like permanently.
An abandoned building in The Last of Us.
Yes, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna find 3/4 of a strip of binding tape and a quarter of a scissor. Yeah.
And one ticket to Sonic the Hedgehog.
And a quarter.
Yes, a quarter. I collect dimes, actually. So.
Oh, interesting. Do they make dimes for different states, or is that just nickels and quarters?
Just be years, maybe. Be like, I got 2005.
How lame is change at this point?
Stupidly lame. Especially when you have... it makes sense if like our like
If we deflate our economy like
no,
crazy.
I mean like if our prices reflected change to make sense. Like when I was in Europe and like when I would, because they have like their own change and stuff. I never actually found loose change on the ground, and I actually felt like using the change was worthwhile because everything was like $2.50. That's including tax. You know what I mean? Or $7.50, 7 flat, $7.75, $7.10, but they have, you know, dimes or whatnot. They're equivalent to dimes. And it just made sense. All our stuff is always like $7.34 for 2 Cokes.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have 34 cents on me. Exactly.
I remember first time I think in my whole life I actually used one of those Coinstar machines with all of the change I had from like, you know, buying Pepsis or McDonald's and paying in cash and just throwing the change in the cup holder in my car.
Yep.
Had $83 in change.
83.
I was like, this is not bad. $83. I'm like, okay, this
Don't
is
they
worth
take?
it. They take it's like 5 to 10%, 7% maybe, something like that. But I'm like, or you can get it as a gift receipt to one of these places like Starbucks and Sephora. I'm like, I don't go to either of these places, so I'll just take my money. But
I always thought it was to charity or something because like I wouldn't be.
no, it's
Too
a
upset with
business. That's a business. Not saying that a business can't also be nice and donate a proceeds of it to charity, but where were we? Make change with your change. Yes. So yeah, we're probably not going to go to see a movie on the 15th of July, but we will most likely go and see Mulan unless that gets delayed or pushed or whatever.
Yeah, I would.
Tenet, the Stonewall Jackson of the theater industry business, ended up budging twice. Okay, it turned into the other wall, which we knocked down. So anything can happen. Mulan can move too. So the earliest we'll see a movie will most likely be July 23rd. So in a couple episodes, we will give you our updates on that film. Obviously, we're going to review it. And what it's like to go see a movie at AMC in 2020.
In Maryland.
New Jackson.
In United States.
So what's been going on in the world of film and entertainment?
Like, oh, you mean like what we've been watching? So say, I guess, no. Oh, in general? Oh, yeah, that's right. We do have articles.
You sent me links. You sent me links.
Well,
and
the
I
only
didn't
one
click
that
them,
I feel like is cool, not cool, but relevant in terms of theaters reopening. The Sundance Film Festival in London there is going to be online only this August. And from what I read, yeah, it's running between August 7th and 9th. Has movies like Uncle Frank and Luxor and Boys State.
Is it going to be free? Is it invite only?
I think it's invite only. I'm double checking here. Oh, yeah. Actually, no. You'll be able to buy festival passes for €20.
To be honest, so many places need to adopt. I mean, they will for this, but in the future, going forward after COVID, adopt that BlizzCon mentality of like, this is an event you can go to where you pay money, but if you can't, you can buy a virtual ticket, which still costs money, and you just see all the streams. You know what I mean? Like,
I've never.
Why
watched
can't you go to the
Sundance?
Sundance Film?
I'd be interested.
You know, I would be too.
But
And depending on the cost, we might be able to cop it.
I mean, €20 is probably roughly $25. But I don't know if it's
that's all it is.
I don't know if it's going to be available. No, it says for Picture House members, Cineworld Unlimited customers, and Co-Ab members. I think actually we're not.
Those are all words I don't know.
Yeah, it must be. You got to be in. You know what I mean? And then you still have to pay for it. They said there's individual tickets for $6.99 each. Euros.
When is this?
August 7th to 9th.
Okay, so a month away. Interesting.
But something just to keep an eye on and see how it works, because I know the Sundance Film Festival, if you're a big film buff, it's definitely a good time from what I hear. I would like to go to one sometime in my life. It's like a bucket list.
That's where the next
for me.
Vin Diesel could be born.
Exactly. I could see the next Vin Diesel short.
Yes.
But I just found that was interesting because, you know, we've had AMC doing on-demand through their app, which is only on your phone. So I don't know. I'd want to watch a full-length film on your phone.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, I think you can probably do it on their website, but even then, that's a browser. So the
Yeah.
quality is not going to be probably as good as it could be through a standardized app that has its own protocols rather than running through Chrome or Safari.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But this got me thinking, how much different is this from a Netflix, but like basically it's Netflix for 2 days, 3 days, you know what I mean? And you can only watch the movie at a certain time. Like, I'm wondering if they could do this with movie
pay-per-view.
theaters. Yeah, pay-per-view, basically. You're right. I didn't even think about that. I wonder if they could do this with movies for the time being, but I don't think they would. I mean, they tried it with Bloodshot and stuff, then immediately was to own. So clearly the money isn't there. So I'm just curious if any of these movies are going to come out.
Well, I think
right
that's
after,
what
right?
Amazon kind of wants to pivot to, is like a place where like, oh, you can stream these, but they're still in theaters, you know, which, as we see, obviously upsets theaters like AMC and Regal. So I don't know. It all depends really on like who tests the water first. You know what I mean? And how does that react? And then, okay, we all jump in, you know?
But to be fair, most of these films, they're not there to make money. They're more there for recognition, or, you know, like a Vin Diesel, get his name out there and, you know,
Get funding for the next thing.
yeah, or make contacts with someone so you can be in a Saving Private Ryan or Saving Private Ryan, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know, just something I saw that I thought was interesting, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about all the film festivals that are probably canceled. How are these, you know, smaller budget but still could be great movies, you know, getting out there? But I mean, and Netflix will show some of these movies like 6 months from now, or you can rent it on Amazon, like you said. So I don't think it'll affect them that much, but probably just sucks for the people who are in the industry, who go to this every year, get all dressed up.
I think all industries have suffered because of COVID, so I don't think it's a targeted. Well, that's not really what I mean to say, but why don't we wrap this up? No book to this time, just because it's upstairs. I don't feel like grabbing it. And let's talk quickly, briefly, within the next 7 minutes, what we've been watching and/or playing and/or watching. I guess
Watching, playing, and watching.
why don't you go first?
We talked a little bit about it off air here. Last of Us, been playing that. Got it day
Part 2.
1. Yes, part 2. 15 hours in, having fun. We'll talk about that later because I think we're both gonna want to talk about it. So we'll do like a review episode or something. I'm trying to think of any other stuff. I've been watching like some of the same stuff I normally watch, like rewatching while my brother was here because my family was in town. But he stayed with us, so like I've been rewatching Community with him or whatever. Because I thought he would like it. I haven't really been watching. Honestly, it's been mostly Last of Us. That's where all my time has gone, and the occasional Twitch stream.
I've been also playing The Last of Us Part 2. I am just before the end of the game, I think. I don't know when the game ends, but I think I'm at the end.
It's a 100-hour game. Could you imagine?
Well, I mean, you're at a point now where the game has said, oh, nope, this has gone farther than what you think. The game could have ended where, you know, and it moved on farther. So who's to say where it ends? But yes, been playing that a lot. Almost at the end, really soaking it in. Also been playing a bunch of random little games because, you know, I'm a trophy whore. I'm looking at my psnprofiles.com. I'm seeing all the games. I have all these E ranks on. I don't want these E ranks, Devin. I want to up that average, okay? I'm playing old Vita games. I'm getting them up to C ranks, and then I'm deleting them because I don't actually like those games. That's why I had them at E rank. Doing all that. Watched a few different things. I think I mentioned that I watched a couple Studio Ghibli stuff last time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've touched them since. Did I mention I watched Kiki's Delivery Service?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That was the one with, I forget her name again, but the Spider-Man woman.
Yeah. You're right. Yep. Because I remember we were talking about being like, oh, yeah.
And, you know, since then, I remembered how to pronounce her name and what it is, and I forgot again, so I guess it's not all that important. Also watched the extended edition of The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. because I figured they'll never do a freaking 4K edition anytime soon, so I might as well just watch the Blu-ray versions. So I watched that.
Still good?
Super long. I think I still hold that that's my favorite one in the trilogy.
I like Fellowship a lot, yeah. I mean,
I like Journeys that starts. I like the starts of Journeys.
Yeah, I agree.
Personally. I like Sean Bean dying. It's another
Sean.
feather in his cap. Dies in every movie. Yeah, it's just super good. Honestly, like
soundtrack's still good, still a slap.
Yes, there's like I think two songs that play during the Shire, and they're both, I don't want to say call them bangers, but they're like they're amazing songs. I think beautiful songs.
Good wedding songs.
And both of those songs play a minimum of 3 times each during the credits. Because guess how long these credits are, Devin?
Oh man, probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
27 minutes
27
of credits. Yeah, so I guess
imagine if there was an after credit scene, like that was like it came out now, and they're like, we gotta put a scene in for the
well, it's the normal credits.
2 towers there.
It's the normal credits plus, I'm sure, anyone that wasn't on the original theatrical edit that helped make the extended edition, and then for some reason the Lord of the Rings fan club. Every single person that was on that website
Really?
or whatever is on there. That's why it's 27 minutes long of credits. It's
Fan
just
club.
like a sea of unsorted names. just scroll by. While
Hey, you can join the Sonic
the
Movie
music.
Show fan club.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
your credits
Oh,
at the
man.
end.
Yes.
Give
please.
us $1,000 every month. We'll say your name at the end of every episode.
I don't know how you'd give us money, but like just in theory, give us the money. Yes, that's a really good movie. I had to watch it. I'm bullish. Movie was 3.4 hours long. Okay, and I'm sitting there. It's 9 p.m. at night. I'm like 3.5 hours almost. You know, I can watch this all tonight. I get halfway through it, and I'm like, I'm going to sleep. So I finished. I basically stopped. We have both of us have that DVD extended edition collection of the films, right? So in both of those cases, like there's 2 discs for each movie, and so when one ends, it's just like, okay, we're done now. Put in the next disc. I happen to stop right where that happens, so I'm like, okay, this is good. The Blu-rays still do it, by the way, which doesn't make any sense.
It's part of the aesthetic. It's part of the journey.
I mean, at this point, they're good intermission spots. You know,
Even a good book, you gotta put
Return
down.
of the King is over 4 hours long. You need an intermission.
They should have made it one movie. Just,
initially it was going to be
10
2.
hours. It was going to be 2?
It was originally going to be 2 movies because they got denied a couple times by a couple publishing houses. I don't know, what do you want to call them? Movie distributors. And so they were just like, well, no one's going to want a trilogy. Again, this is 2000, 2001,
2001,
99, 2001. Obviously starting before 2001 because that's when it came out. But like, I don't really think trilogies were a big thing. And they're like, no one's going to want it. And
like maybe Star Wars, and like that was...
Yeah, but
proven.
Those were like across a decade.
Yeah,
you
and
know what I mean?
It blew up. Like, who's to know if Fellowship of the Ring comes out and everyone's just like, nah. You know what I mean?
Lord of the Rings like brought nerddom back to the films, back to the theaters. You probably wouldn't have gotten stuff like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah.
If it were not for Lord of the Rings, to be honest. But yeah, no, and they went to, I think it was Miramax. I don't know who actually did Lord of the Rings.
Miramax sounds right.
And
and
they were like,
Cinema.
we don't want to do 2 movies. We're sorry, we want to do 3. And they were like, oh fuck yeah.
It's still amazing to me that Peter Jackson scored the rights to Lord of the Rings because he was at the time not like the biggest name guy. Like he made a bunch of horror comedy movies, like the Dead Alive and all those. Made a couple of those that weren't like fantastic films; they're just fun B-roll kind of style movies. And
he's not Spielberg.
And all of a sudden he's
people
like, "Yeah,
put
I want
him
to
in that boat because of Lord of the Rings."
Yeah, but people
even...
are like, "Yeah, I want to make Lord of the Rings," and they're like, "Okay, like how did that happen? Like I want to know how did he not swindle him, but like."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like Lord of the Rings probably at the time still is like a treasured thing that like I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, Joe Schmo, yeah, go make a movie. Oh yeah, here's $500 million too, or whatever how much it cost to make the movie. I'm sure it wasn't cheap.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, also a lot of new name
Big risk, big reward, then, I
actors
guess.
in there too. The guy that played Aragorn, his name is like Viggo Mortensen or something like that. He is not in movies. He actually never wanted to be in movies. He's like an actual theater person. He's in plays and stuff.
He fits
But
him. I mean, he does a great
yes.
job. So,
Guess who originally wanted to be Gandalf, and who Tolkien wanted to be Gandalf?
oh boy,
Do you know?
I have no.
He's in the movies. He's still in the movies as a different person, but he's not Gandalf. Guess who?
Sauron or Saruman?
Christopher Lee, yeah, Saruman. Apparently, he reads the trilogy. Well, he's dead now, rest in peace. But he reads them once a year. He was correcting Peter Jackson and actors on the lines.
That's funny. That's cool.
A lot of the lines are lifted straight from the books, which is why it feels like it's, I don't want to say it's magical, but like they are perfect movies and they're written perfectly
Yeah.
because of the way that they just lifted the script. You know what I mean? Yeah, he wanted to be a Gandalf. Tolkien wanted him to be Gandalf.
He's a better evil guy, anyways. He plays Dracula
For
and
sure.
all that, and Count Dooku. So
I mean, he's got like a Christmas metal album. So.
yeah,
But yeah, so I don't know. That's what I've been watching. Nothing else really. I'm gonna watch probably Two Towers tonight, to be honest. I might actually start that now. So why don't we wrap up here? You can follow the show on Twitter at Sonic Movie Show. I am on Twitter at Ethan Absolutely. Devin is on Twitter at CURSONA YouTube. Let us know if you plan on going to see an AMC film or a film at AMC theaters sometime this month. If it's on opening day, let us know what your opinions are. Yeah, are you ever gonna? Has this turned you off to the idea of films of
moving
2.5 hour
pictures.
things?
Why would you ever waste your time? I can just look. I can go on
Exactly, you know what I
TikTok,
mean?
which will be gone too soon.
I can get the same picture and just stare at one picture. Why do I need all these moving pictures? Yes, let us know there. And why don't you check out our other episodes on our podcast feed, which you've already found. But if you don't like the place you found it on, we're also on Spotify, Apple iTunes, podcast thing, Google Play Music ? I'm not sure what they're doing with that. We're on YouTube, though,
YouTube
as
Gaming.
well as Pocket Casts. And isn't YouTube Gaming just
its own thing. I don't know.
a different homepage?
Yeah,
it's not like it's...
it's like a tab.
Yeah, it's
I don't think we're
a
on
different
that.
sorting of stuff that already exists, because you can live stream and not have it be YouTube Gaming. So
Yeah, you do
whatever.
IRL.
Exactly. Yes, I have a 2008 digital Casio camera that has a export to YouTube function in it, which is weird.
That's funny.
I'm sure that was still like a 360p 480p camera.
You should
so.
try it, see if it works.
Yeah, I should. Well, I think it was just like it formats the video in a way that during that time you can just put on YouTube without any editing. Like I think
Straight
it was
raw.
yeah.
the way we
No,
like
this was not raw files. This is a digital camera, but yeah. So let us know. Give us a like, a subscribe,
A favorite.
a favorite. When I was putting our podcast feed on all these places, the only place that still does comment fields and reviews is iTunes. So I guess it's kind of pointless to say,
Wow, 5
rate
stars.
us. I know, but wow, 5 stars if you're on iTunes, please. Yeah. So yes, you'll see us next Sunday for another episode of the Sonic Movie Show. Bye. Bye. You should say bye too.